My name is Maya, and I have a dog named Joey. He is my pride and joy, and because I don't have any children, he's like my child. I started volunteering for this organization called British Columbia and Alberta Guide Dog Society, and they gave me a 7-week-old puppy. Twice a week I would go to Vancouver to classes, and I was training him for about 2 years. So he was going to be guide dog for a blind person. He was doing very well, but since he was the puppy, he had problems with his digestion. He had a horrible diarrhea, and he was just not doing well physically. And when he was 2 years old, they made a decision that unfortunately they have to take him out of the program because of these health issues, and they offered him to me that I can purchase him for $1 because he's sick. And so I of course kept him, and I then spent extra effort in trying to figure out how to deal with his digestion so he doesn't die, because he was really that sick.
So this here is Bruce, and Bruce is one of our older cats in Heart and Soul, and it's very hard for the older cats to get adopted. He was found in someone's farm area, and they were kind enough to bring him into us. He wasn't found with a tattoo or a chip in him, and the vet guessed at his age at being about 10 years old. So Bruce was brought into us by a customer. He was found wandering around, very skinny, very malnutrition, trying to look for food. And so a family started feeding them just outside their, I think they live on a farm, and so they were trying to feed him. And they just felt that he would get better care if he was brought into the rescue. We will be feeding him and making sure he has regular health checks until he's available for adoption. He came in, and we thought he was younger than he is because he was so thin and small, but it turns out he's 10 years old, and he needed to be, he was neutered already, but he didn't have a tattoo and he hadn't been chipped, so we weren't able to find the owners. And but he has no diseases, he has no illnesses, his teeth are good. Just was lacking some food, so he's going to be an amazing cat. We gave him his shots, and he's just looking for his forever home now. I think that senior cats are wonderful. They've already established their personality. You know what you're getting with an adult cat. You know if they're loving and cuddly. You know if they're going to perhaps scratch furniture. You know if they need to be an indoor or an outdoor cat. I think that with an older cat, you know what you're getting when you walk in, whereas kittens, they're young and they still have a lot of growing and learning to do. And I think that people sort of bypass the older cats because they feel that they can't train them or change them or anything like that, and cats can be trained just like dogs can be trained. You start to teach them where they can scratch and what they can and cannot do, and you set boundaries for them just like you would any other animal. And I think that, especially rescuing an older one, there's just so much love that they still have to give, and they just want to live out their lives, the rest of their lives, with someone who will care for them. And I think that they deserve to have that chance just like a kitten does.
I've been fostering with Heart and Soul for just over a year now, and Ashley called me and told me that there was some pups and a mom in Manitoba that needed a foster, and if the owner couldn't get rid of them, they would be shot. So I agreed because they're so cute and I can't not take them in. And they flew in on Sunday night and they were starving, like they were gobbling up their food. And we noticed right away that they were way too small. They should be at least, this pup is the smallest and he should be at least 3 to 4 times the size, but I don't think he had the best nourishment because mom probably didn't have the best nourishment. When they went to pick up the puppies and the mom was already taken care of. So I don't know what that means. And we're thinking the dad maybe went to a breeder, but I'm not sure what happened with the mom. Mister should be at least 10 pounds heavier right now. And he walks a little funny with his back legs from the malnutrition. They're such good dogs, huh? Puppy stores and puppy mills and backyard breeders make me so angry. Like, you're creating life. First of all, a dog is going through pregnancy, not by their choosing. They're delivering babies, which is painful. I've had children, and having children is painful. And then they're forced to take care of these animals for 2 months plus, and then they get them taken away just for money. Like, that's not appropriate. Heart and Soul has a adoption contract which includes spay or neuter, microchip, vaccines, deworming, and they're not looking to make money. They're just looking to make sure that these animals are adopted into loving homes and taken care of. I don't think anyone should be able to just walk into a store and purchase a puppy. It's a life.
They should not be purchased. They should be, because they are not a thing. They are not a toy, something that you go to the store and you buy, and when it's broken, meaning they get sick or you get tired of the toy, you discard it, as we do in this society. So I'm not in favor of them being sold through the stores. I see that that's improving, but there are still stores where I go by and I see cute puppies and kittens, and I'm kind of like everybody else, impulsive, and I see it cute. Oh, I want a puppy or kitten and all that, and that's how many people acquire them, and that's the wrong way to go about it.
So with adoption, I think that you're going to find you get a healthier animal. With adoption through a rescue, they make sure that they're vet checked, that they're getting the proper nutrition, they're getting their shots, they're getting flea treatments. If you're just going to buy one off the internet, you don't know what you're getting, you don't know the care it's received, you don't know if it's been checked for any diseases or anything like that. And without doing your due diligence, or someone selling a cat without them doing their due diligence, they just may be passing on more illnesses. And rescues, you know, we are here to make sure that it's the best for the cat at all times. Before they leave here, we make sure that they're healthy and ready to go. Hi, puppy. Yeah? Yeah.
Oh, spaying and neutering. That is the biggest thing that could change the animal population, because people don't spay and neuter, then they have a batch of puppies, it's too much work, they can't take care of them, and they only intended on having one dog. So they'll give puppies away to people who don't want to take care of them, or they'll just dump them in a dumpster or put them in a box outside of a shelter, and that is not fair to the animal. If that animal had just been spayed or neutered, there would be no puppies suffering, right?
I would have girlfriends who would get a cute puppy, even though I beg them not to get one. And then when the puppy got to be a little bit bigger, 9 months old, or maybe they got also a boyfriend by then, they didn't have time for puppy. It was not so much fun anymore. It was a chore to take the dog out, and then eventually they would give the dog away. And some of them would do it several times, and I could talk to them till my face was blue. Please don't get another dog. You know what happened last time? But they would not listen. They would just keep the dog because it was cute. And when they got tired of it, they of course they had their reasons. They told me why and this and that. But I just found it very upsetting. And I feel that if I get an animal, it's for life.
They are not disposable. They can't just be dumped out in somebody's farmyard and hope that they'll make it. There's a lot of coyotes and raccoons out there that will take them. And quite often that's how they lose their mums, is they're taken. And the babies are left to fend for themselves. If you want to I agree if you want to show off your animals, they're loving, like this guy, I'm showing him off. He's good, he's a good boy. But let's make sure that we're treating them as living beings and not an accessory. If you're taking it on not because you want the fancy cat or the fancy dog or a cute little puppy or a cute little kitten, they all grow up and you have to be ready and prepared to deal with vet bills and the food and make sure that they're loved and given a home where they'll live happily ever after. Cats can live to 20, 23 years old. This isn't just a fly-by-night decision. This is a lifelong companion. It's like having a child in your home. You don't just get tired of your child and toss them out in somebody's farmyard. You do the best for them, and that's what animals are. They are part of a family, and when you adopt, when you take on this responsibility, you have to follow it through to the end.